Overcoming evil with good sounds like a lofty goal, especially in today's world where we're constantly bombarded with negative news and toxic social media. But what does it truly mean to overcome evil with good? And is it even possible? Within the context of Catholic teachings, this concept is deeply rooted in the idea that our actions can have a profound impact on the world around us. In a world where evil seems to be gaining ground, it's easy to feel helpless and unsure of how to respond. But as Catholics, we're called to be beacons of hope and light in the darkness. The question is, how do we do that? Before we kick things off, I just want to share how you can support the channel. If you'd like, you can buy me a coffee. Just scan the QR code or click the link in the description. Every little bit helps us grow. As we delve into this topic, I want to acknowledge that it's not always easy to respond to evil with goodness. In fact, it can be downright difficult, especially when we're faced with injustice, hurt, or betrayal. But if we're serious about living out our faith, we have to be willing to take a closer look at how we're responding to the evil in our lives. One of the biggest obstacles we face is our own human nature. It's natural to want to lash out or seek revenge when we've been wronged. But is that really the most effective way to overcome evil? The answer, of course, is no. As we explore this concept further, I want to challenge you to think about your own experiences with evil. Have you ever faced a situation where someone wronged you and you felt the temptation to respond in kind? Maybe it was a coworker who stabbed you in the back, or a friend who betrayed your trust. How did you respond? Did you choose to respond with anger and resentment, or did you take a step back and try to respond with kindness and compassion? Unfortunately, many of us struggle to respond to evil with goodness because we don't know where to start. We feel like we're fighting a losing battle and that the darkness is closing in around us. But I want to assure you that this isn't the case. There are countless examples throughout history of people who have chosen to respond to evil with goodness and have come out on top. This brings us to the topic of evil itself. What is evil, and how does it manifest in our world? Is it just the absence of good, or is it an active force that seeks to destroy and divide? These are important questions that we need to grapple with if we want to understand how to overcome evil with goodness. In the world around us, evil can take many forms. It can be the terrorist who seeks to harm innocent people, or the politician who uses their power to exploit and oppress. It can be the coworker who gossips and undermines, or the family member who seeks to divide and conquer. Wherever we look, we can see evidence of evil at work. But here's the thing, evil is not the only force at work in our world. There are countless stories of good overcoming evil, of people who have chosen to respond to hatred with love, to violence with nonviolence, and to injustice with compassion. These stories inspire us, they motivate us, and they remind us that we too can make a difference. As Catholics, we're blessed to have a rich tradition of teachings and scripture that guide us in our understanding of evil and how to respond to it. From the words of Jesus in the Sermon on the Mount, to the letters of St. Paul, to the wisdom of the early church fathers, we're given a clear roadmap for how to live out our faith in the face of evil. One of the most powerful teachings in Catholic tradition is the concept of redemptive suffering. This is the idea that our own suffering, when united with the suffering of Christ, can be a powerful force for good in the world. When we choose to respond to evil with kindness and compassion, we're not just overcoming evil, we're also bringing healing and redemption to ourselves and those around us. This teaching is echoed in the lives of the saints, who often chose to respond to evil with incredible courage and faith. Think of Saint Maximilian Kolbe, who gave his life in place of a fellow prisoner at Auschwitz. Think of Saint Mother Teresa, who spent her life serving the poorest of the poor in the slums of Calcutta. These saints show us that responding to evil with goodness isn't just a nice idea. It's a lived reality that can have a profound impact on the world. In fact, responding to evil with goodness isn't just a Catholic thing. It's a universal human impulse. Whether we're Christian, Muslim, Jewish, or none of the above, we all have a deep desire to do good and to make a positive difference in the world. One of my favorite examples of this is the story of Immaculée, a Rwandan woman who survived the genocide in her country by hiding in a small bathroom with 7 other women. During those 91 days, Immaculée chose to respond to the evil that was happening around her by praying for her enemies and seeking forgiveness in her heart. Immaculée's story is a powerful testament to the human spirit and a reminder that even in the darkest of times, we always have a choice. We can choose to respond to evil with hatred and anger, or we can choose to respond with kindness and compassion. This teaches us that overcoming evil with good isn't just about grand, heroic acts. It's also about the small, everyday choices we make. When someone cuts us off in traffic, do we choose to respond with anger and aggression, or do we take a deep breath and let go? As we move forward in our exploration of this topic, I want to leave you with a challenge. What are some areas in your life where you're struggling to respond to evil with goodness? Is it a difficult relationship, a toxic work environment, or a personal struggle that's been holding you back? The next time you're faced with evil, take a step back and remember that you have a choice. You can choose to respond with anger and resentment, or you can choose to respond with kindness and compassion. The question is, what will you choose? As we reflect on the importance of overcoming evil with good, I want to share a powerful story that illustrates the transformative power of this concept. It's a story that will stay with you long after this video is over and will inspire you to make a positive difference in the world. One of the most powerful examples of overcoming evil with good is the story of Father Forgak, a Croatian priest who was brutally beaten and left for dead by a group of soldiers during the Bosnian War. Instead of seeking revenge or hatred, Father Forgak chose to pray for his attackers and to forgive them from the bottom of his heart. This story is a powerful reminder that overcoming evil with good isn't just a nice idea. It's a lived reality that can have a profound impact on our world. When we choose to respond to evil with kindness and compassion, we're not just overcoming evil, we're also bringing healing and redemption to ourselves and those around us. As we come to the end of this video, I want to summarize the key insights we've shared. Overcoming evil with good is a fundamental principle of Catholic teachings, and it's a call that's deeply rooted in our faith. It's a call to respond to evil with kindness and compassion, to choose forgiveness over hatred, and to seek redemption in the face of injustice. In a world that often seems dark and divided, this message is more important than ever. It's a message of hope, of love, and of the transformative power of goodness in the face of evil. Thank you for spending time with me today as we reflected on the power of overcoming evil with good. Now, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Have you ever faced a moment where you had to respond to a challenging situation with kindness or forgiveness? How did it affect you and the people around you? Share your story in the comments below. It could inspire someone else who's struggling. If this message resonated with you, don't keep it to yourself. Like this video, share it with a friend, and subscribe to the channel for more uplifting and faith-filled content. Don't forget to click the notification bell so you never miss out on new videos that guide and inspire. Remember, goodness has a ripple effect, and together we can make the world a brighter place. God bless you, and see you on the next one, perhaps tomorrow again. If you're looking to overcome depression and anxiety by strengthening your spirituality, I invite you to check out my ebook, Soulful Transformations, Bridging Faith and Mind for Lasting Wellness, available on Kindle. This book combines cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, with biblical wisdom to help you manage stress, tackle anxiety, and find lasting peace through faith. It's not just about mental health. It's about deepening your relationship with God and transforming your life in ways that inspire others. Check the description below for the link and take the first step toward a life of spiritual and emotional wellness.